Hi, I'm Dana. And today... Hi, I'm Dana.
This feels Stepford Wives.
Hi, I'm Dana. And today we're back with Winter. Being a little bit more serious, I do have a lot of thank yous to give, some of which are with Winter. And obviously my last video was a bit of a drop and run.
It's been a fun couple weeks.
Oh yes, it's been a couple weeks.
It's been like a month. It's been a couple weeks of real bad, but it's been a month of...
It's been a little while of really horrible shit, and I sort of like trauma dumped in a video and then fucked off for a bit. But I'm returned, and y'all were very, very nice. It was really, really lovely to get that much like support and people who were like just had very nice things to say and obviously didn't expect anything back from me, and that was very nice. And especially following all the stuff with your wheelchair and that insanely massive show of community.
Oh my god.
Go on.
So we set up the GoFundMe. Genuinely, we were thinking we would like maybe hit 250 in like a month. It was going to be the
start of some savings that'd get us somewhere closer to it.
Yeah, we're
better than nothing.
In like a month, if we can hit like 250 or like 300, then maybe we can start to go there. We 2/3 funded in a day.
Yeah. Like
day and a half? A day and a half, we 2/3 funded.
Day, it became very obvious that it was going to be funded. Like, it might take a little while, but like, it went from like, oh, we'll be able to start some savings, to like, oh, that's gonna happen.
We had, like, we had over £2,000 within 30 hours, which is ridiculous and amazing. And it was... The great thing is every like name that was on there was either somebody Dana recognized from their community or somebody I recognized from my communities. And then everyone else was just anonymous, amazing people.
Like that.
Somebody anonymously donated £1,000. And then there was like somebody else that did 500, and there was a couple people that did like 250s. And then it's like, and that's just as touching as we had a bunch where it was like 5 or 7 or 2, and it's like, people are like really coming together.
Yeah.
It was amazing. I was in active tears for the first 2 days. Like, it was
so many people
wild.
Very clearly just helped out however they were able to, and that was really, really kind. And it was also
amazing.
The thing of like, it felt like begging. Like, it took us so long to set it up and actually sort it out because it felt like we were just sat somewhere being like, please give us some money, please, we need some help. And it's
why we did everything else first. I spent 4 months going to the USA Embassy, going to conglomerates, going to solicitors. I did everything right, every step, every possible way we could, and nothing was happening. And it finally came to a point where it's like, cool, now I've got to get my little cup on the street corner and beg, and it's terrible, and it felt horrible. And then just, instead of it feeling like charity, it felt like community, and it was amazing.
Because the first bunch of names of people, I was like, oh my god, these are my YouTube followers, these are Patreon subscribers, these are names that I recognise, they're like people as much as you're gonna know someone on the internet, people I know. And then the names started coming in that I didn't know, and I was like, Winter, who are these people? And they were the people that you knew, and it was like, all of these people have some sort of like direct connection, and it feels like people are like gathering around rather than people walking past and like throwing a bit of cash, you know? Like,
plus, everybody on my side was also from like the neurodivergent like local group, so it's like, no, this felt like the neurodivergent autistic community just coming together. And it,
just for you.
Active tears. What makes it even better is because it got so much attention and funded so much so quickly, which is not a normal thing for GoFundMes. Like, GoFundMes are up for months and don't get anywhere near. Because it did 2/3 in a day, in like less than 30 hours, it picked up some media attention. And we got contacted, like, in the first week. You good, babes?
I'm fine.
Okay.
Continue.
We got contacted in the first week by Liverpool Echo, who's a really nice, like, newspaper.
We like the Echo.
And it was someone from the Echo that contacted me. It took a couple days for them to contact me. But they wanted to do, like, an interview if they could run a story. And I was like, yes, this is ridiculous. The airline policies need to change. A lot of the stuff needs to change, you know, and like, even if the GoFundMe goes through, this shouldn't be this way, you know?
Like, it's delightful that we've managed to sort you out, but obviously this is an issue that anyone that's using a wheelchair could face when travelling.
Yeah.
And it'd be nice if they didn't have to also be like, guys, please help me.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people aren't going to have that type of community and the people to ask.
Exactly. So, the Liverpool Echo said, okay, they did a whole little interview for me, and they said, we'll reach out to the airline for, the airline press for notice. Because we talked to the airline press. And that was like at 9 in the morning, I had the conversation. By 2 p.m., so less than 5 hours later, I got a call from Aer Lingus. They've never called me. I didn't even know they had my phone number because they've been actively ignoring me. They haven't said anything for 4 months.
Well, it presumably was one of the many, many bits of paperwork that you had to fill in and send to them.
Oh yeah, because I sent them, they should have my phone number, but I wouldn't have known, they didn't call me. So it calls up, it says Aer Lingus. The person on the phone is pissed off. Like, she sounds angry. But she's just like, hi, is this Winter? We've been waiting to process your claim. And I'm just like, you've been waiting to process my claim? Because the last I heard from you 4 months ago is you said that the policy changed from what you told me at the airport, and I was outside your claim. Sorry, tough luck, you couldn't help me. They're like, oh yes, well, and then she reads off a bunch of the policies, and I was like, great. So why are you calling then? He goes, well, I mean, as a sign of good faith, we want to pay for the price of your wheelchair. I was like, what? I'm like, yeah, as a sign of good faith, we want to pay for the price of your wheelchair. And I was like, okay, do you mean the original cost of the chair replacement, or do you mean the chair and the shipping, or do you mean the chair, the shipping, and the rental that should have been there? Do you mean the damages of the last 4 months? Do you mean my life savings that's been gone, the 4,000 something pounds that's been used in the last 4 months? What do you mean? Like, oh, just the price of the chair. It's like, okay, sure. So they said they were gonna pay for the price of the chair, and then said that they'd send me an email and they would get back to me. One, bullshit that they can leave me to rot for 4 months and ignore all my savings being used because I'm stuck at home for mobility things because it's so much more expensive to be disabled.
This isn't when they break someone's suitcase and like it's kind of annoying that you've got to replace your suitcase for your next holiday. This is like if an airline broke your leg and was like, see you later though, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Like it affects every aspect of your life. It's not just like a piece of property being broken. It's a mobility aid. It's not the same thing.
It's my spine.
Yeah.
It's essentially my spine. So the fact that they said they couldn't help me, they wouldn't help me, they wouldn't replace what they broke, but then media gets involved and less than 5 hours later, I get a phone call.
Like one call to the press office and all of a sudden they are so willing to help.
It's weird. 4 months of me going to solicitors, to conglomerates, I went to the USA Embassy in London and talked to the embassy for 6 hours to try to find what we could do if there was USA Embassy, like, lawyers we could talk to.
It's an airline, like, it's Aer Lingus. It's not like it's some, like, mom past store where, like, paying $4,000 for a wheelchair is going to bankrupt them. Like,
Yeah.
They can just pay that.
Well, apparently they can just pay that, because the second they actually thought there was a media problem, suddenly they could just do it within a couple hours, couldn't they? And that was no problem.
It's such bollocks.
So they said that they were going to pay for the cost of the replacement wheelchair. And they asked if I would rather they pay it to the company to send me a replacement, or if I want it to my bank account. And then they realized they would have to pay shipping and VAT if they sent it to the company. So they said they just send it to my bank account. And said, great, we'll send you an email with details. Well, another week went by from then. And I hadn't heard anything. So I was like, were they just trying to get me to stop
Like, just be
talking,
quiet.
just be quiet? Because I didn't have anything in writing at that point. And then it's like, cool, are they going to try to get me to sign a paper that says I can't talk about it or I can't sue them or anything? Because at this point, it's been 4 months. There's endangerment. There's damages. My life savings, all the savings that I had that was supposed to be paying for, like, uni and my citizenship test is all gone. You know, it's just the cost of being disabled is all gone. It's not just the cost of a wheelchair. It would have been if they would have done something the right way when it started. But we were just trying to cover the base cost of a wheelchair so I had something and wasn't just hemorrhaging money anymore. But they didn't get in contact with us yet. So then another journalist reached out who is part of a larger company. I'm trying to understand where exactly he comes in. Amazing, lovely guy. And he said, like, the journalist company he works for, that story goes everywhere around the world. And he named like a bunch of really big, like it goes to the Washington Post. Like it goes to all the news places. And he wrote up, like, we had a longer interview, and the Liverpool Echo was a lovely little story, but they got quite a few of, like, the little facts wrong. Where it's just like, that's not right, but okay. You know, it was just a little story, but it's only took a little story to get the attention of the airline. Even if facts are wrong, it doesn't matter. They got it wrong.
All of the important stuff was correct as well as things like saying you were there for a funeral and we were there to let your dad's things. Like, it was such minor stuff.
Yeah, it's like all of, like, the facts were correct. And they gendered me correctly, which is always a bonus. And then you can see in the reply, Aer Lingus did not gender me correctly. Shocker. So, he wrote a larger story, which should be out, like, in our time, like, today or tomorrow. So probably by the time this is
It'll
up.
be linked.
It'll be linked below if it's there. But he did a whole, really lovely interview. Really listened to everything I said, and then after checking all the facts and doing it all, he called me back up and read it to me to make sure it fully had my approval, every line, before it went out, which is amazing. And, like, he had, like, put down they, them for the whole thing, and then he called me up and said, is it okay if I put in, like, what gender you identify as, because if other places pick it up, if it says you're non-binary or trans or however you identify in the paper, they can't misgender you? And I was like, hell yeah. So it put who identifies as non-binary in the text, so that way, if another place picks it up, they can't try to, like, she, her, me. And I was like, that's...
And if they do, they look like the asshole that
they look like the asshole that they are. But he was lovely with everything. And, like, he took a couple of my quotes that actually, like... You know, I deal with things with jokes. And at one point, he had asked, how has this affected you the last 4 months? And the thing I automatically said is... I'm more depressed than I have been since I was a goth listening to Evanescence in Utah. And I think he put that in the article. It's like, it's true though.
The honesty rings through.
It's like, yeah. Since I lived at Hot Topic, I haven't been this depressed. So that should be coming out, and then that's going to be further pressure for the airline to actually pay up, which is all good. I did get an email from the airline. They didn't try to make me sign anything. But they said, we're going to pay this amount in US dollars, not in pounds. So it is $500 less than even the base cost of the chair, because it was that cost of the chair in pounds, and they want to give me that cost of the chair in dollars. And which also means I wouldn't have been able to get that chair, because that's also not shipping, that's also not VAT. Even if I could have gotten VAT waived, because sometimes you can for disability things.
We still wouldn't have been able to fucking
We still wouldn't have been able to afford the chair, even with the cost they were giving me, let alone existing. Because they gave it to me in dollars instead. Or they said they're going to give it to me in dollars, but they didn't try to make me sign anything.
So sneaky.
I know, right? But they said, don't reply to this email, go and fill out this form and give us your information there. So we go click on the form. It's the exact form I had filled out 4 separate times that I kept getting bounce backs from originally 4 months ago. It's the same form. And on the form, there's the text box for 200 characters, and above the text box it says, do not put sensitive information as bank information, this is not secure. When they told us that's where I should put my bank information so they'll pay me. Like, what? So I put in that form, hi, you told me to put my bank information here, but it literally says above the form, don't put your bank information here, so I have replied to the original email, go check the email. I'll give it to you in email. I'm not going to have that in an unsecure form when you tell me it's not safe. What? So I sent it there. And I think I found out why the person was so pissed when they talked to me on the phone. I got the email, like, the week later from the airline saying, hey, we'll send you, like, the base money. It's the same person who originally rejected me 4 months ago. It's like, oh, did your boss find out you did bad?
Should you have done your job properly the first time?
Oh, was the press team really mad at the customer service team?
Do your job properly! All of you at Aer Lingus, the lot of yous.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they didn't even read the original thing saying, like, the rules they did. They just found a loophole because what they told us at the airline is different than their on-paper policy for lost luggage.
Like, what were we...
The people at Aer Lingus.
Yeah, the only fucking people at Aer Lingus that know what they're doing is the person that flies the plane and the little attendants in the plane. The rest of them are idiots, obviously.
So,
Can't pack it properly. They can't fucking sort the issue properly when they break things. Absolutely worst airline.
That's the thing, though. It's working as designed. It's not designed to help the people on the airplane. It's designed to help the airline.
And I'm saying that it shouldn't.
It shouldn't be. But it's not the, oh no, the system's broken. It's like, no, the system is functioning as designed. And it's designed to get the most money from people and pay the least out.
It's designed to be broken, then I'm telling them to fix it.
Late stage capitalism is always the villain.
But it's one of those things where we can laugh about it and be silly about it now, because the new chair is sat in the corner looking at us.
So,
like, it's easy now.
I got a new chair! It got delivered about half an hour ago. And it's charging so we can test it out, and we'll take some footage of it. I'm gonna go to a grocery store. Isn't that just the most exciting thing? I've got a whole new chair. Yeah, we just got it. It was next day delivery. The GoFundMe paid out, and that's what paid for the chair, the new chair. And then the airline has now also paid out, as of this week, the smaller amount for the chair, including all their bullshit. So it's the GoFundMe that let me buy the chair, and it's like
and some little extra attachments. You've got a little phone holder. And... yeah,
I've got like a full holder. I've got an extra set of batteries. It has got a butt warmer, which is amazing. And that's gonna be so nice.
Extra set of batteries is also very exciting, because that means no more of like just breaking down in places. It'll be like, it's stopping now.
Yeah, I'll be able to have a full set of batteries, full spare set of batteries, so I can just go places.
Like you'd gotten sort of used to like how your old chair was, obviously, and it already wasn't perfect because you'd had it a while. So like being like, it works. It just fully properly works.
It's got a headrest. It's got the seat goes back automatically. It's got a little remote control, so instead of having to drive it with my hand, if like say something happens and I can't drive or my hands are full, I can hand the remote control to Dana and they can drive me around like a very large Hot Wheel car. And then the little bit from the airline doesn't quite make up for the 4 months of losing all of my money, but it means I am not paycheck to paycheck on zero every month now.
Because like with being an immigrant, you have extra things to pay for that like I would never have to consider and shit. So it's one of those where it's like, it wasn't savings. It wasn't like, I'm going to get to go on holiday or do something fun. It was like, this is...
I have to pay for my citizenship test.
Living
yeah.
things.
I had already saved up to pay for my citizenship test and the whole process, which is a little over 2,000 quid. And it took me over a year to save that up, and that was just gone. I had money saved so that way I could start uni soon and have things okay in between, and that was just gone.
Like when it goes to the point of like an Uber for every doctor's appointment, every grocery trip, having to order stuff because you can't have the energy to get the Uber to go for a grocery trip.
How much I was getting extra sick, so how much I had to use on medicine, because I was getting flare-ups and sick constantly the days I had to take off work. Like, it's...
it was just so
expensive to exist.
So expensive. And
if they had just paid for my chair, if they can get back to media within 5 hours and just sort it, they could have gotten back to me originally 4 months ago and sorted it the exact same way without the additional harm that was caused, without the sadness, the depression, the getting sick, the flare-ups, the crashes. Like, I've got EDS and fibro, like flare-ups are a main thing that are caused by stress. I wonder what's stressful. Like, it could have just been solved, and they didn't until the media cared. But now we have a new chair. It has been delivered. It is charging so we can test it out. And I'm gonna go grocery shopping. And how sad is that that seems the most exciting, that I can go grocery shopping.
You can choose your own things. If something's not in stock,
wild.
You can make your own selection of what you want to replace it.
This sounds fake, but okay. So I've got a new chair, and it's very exciting, and I'm very excited, and we've got it. And now I am with a new chair, and I'm also not completely and utterly destitute. So I feel like, for once, I'm gonna be okay! And that is all thanks to all of you, because if it hadn't have funded that quickly, no way media hadn't gotten involved. If media hadn't gotten involved, Aer Lingus would continue to be the asshats they're pretending they're not to be now. And it still wouldn't have been enough to cover a chair, let alone a nice chair. Wait, I should actually, what's the brand of my chair?
While you're doing that, like, obviously, like, making the video and everything, I knew that some of y'all would come out and donate towards it and share it and stuff. But, like, just overwhelmingly large reactions. So many of you guys. There was I said about the person that was offering to do art for people on Twitter if they donated a certain amount.
So when I found that out, because I've offered to do that in the, like, my job as an artist, so I've done that for people. When I found out somebody was offering to do art, that's the one that broke me, and I just broke down into just like sobs for like a good 10 minutes because that's so moving and so touching.
It's so nice. Like, it's
whoever you are, literally, like, text Dana, I want to just do an art trade with you, okay? I'm gonna draw you as like a Disney character, and like we just, please, because I cried.
I'll hook you guys up because, like, obviously I remember usernames, and it's like there were just so many people. Like, I'm not gonna name names because if I forget someone I'll feel bad, but there were just so many people. I was like, oh, it's you, thank you. And it's I really didn't expect it to be so many people. I didn't expect it to get funded. I didn't expect it to get funded, never mind, so quickly.
We genuinely didn't think we'd get over 500 something in a month, and it would just be maybe a little something.
Yeah.
So my old chair, which was an amazing chair, absolutely amazing chair. If you're in America, I cannot suggest this company higher. It's the Easy Light, and I had the Easy Light Pro.
Like, and she's been like used and bumped and shoved and like
this chair is we done put her through her paces anyway.
Like if Aer Lingus hadn't happened, she would have started a few years in, but like she'd been used and she still had a few years.
I had her for 3 years already. She was great. It was just the brackets being bent is the only problem on her. Otherwise, she kept working. And again, I did have to keep using her during this time with the rare cases. So I've used her now. I calculated it 8 times since Aer Lingus. And then the last time, 2 days ago, because I knew this chair was ordered and on the way for the weekend, I was like, okay, I've got to take one little trip. I'll try to do it. It'll be the last trip of my chair. It fully collapsed. The full bracket collapsed and broke. So after Aer Lingus broke it, it was 8 trips until it fully collapsed under me. I was lucky in that it was a curb. So when it collapsed under me, it caught on the curb and I got launched out of it, which is a good thing because if I had just been going straight and it collapsed, then I would have been tangled in the metal. Because it would have collapsed and then on the side and I would have been in it. Instead, it bumped me to the side and I've been overly careful with it anyway. But it launched me out, completely broke, had to get a black cab and the cab driver carried it in and carried it out for me. So now it's sitting here not working. But that's not the company. The company has been amazing every step of the way. Even like before my chair, they helped me out so much and did so much above and beyond what was needed. So if
the chair got broken, it was very much not their fault.
Yeah, and then even when the chair got broken, they sent me everything we needed within a couple days, so the airline should have had to do things correctly. So if you're in the States, Easy Light, amazing company. The new chair that I've got, because it's in the UK and it's easier to get things serviced and fixed if it's already a chair over here, is the Ultra Comfort Power Chair from Glebe, Glebe.
I'll link it down below.
Glebe, and it's the Ultra Comfort Power Chair. So it's like got a reclining thing, it's got a heating thing, it's got the spare batteries.
Very posh.
It looks, this is the fanciest ride I've ever had. This feels like a I don't even know fancy cars to name one. It's a Porsche fart? Fancy?
Quattro?
What's a Quattro?
Audi Quattro, it's what Gene Hunt drives.
I don't think that's posh though, I think that's just what Gene Hunt drives. I don't want to say the Tesla cars because those are shit, but are Volvo? No, Volvo's what soccer moms drive.
Volvo.
That's what soccer moms drive.
Edward Cullen's a soccer mom.
Yes. There's a song called Volvo Driving Soccer Moms. It's a whole thing. Impalas are nice. It's the Chevy 67 Impala of cars. My uncle had a Chevy 67 Impala and I was in love with that car. So it's the Chevy Impala of wheelchairs. We just got so sidetracked.
How long does it take for 2 autistic queers to think of a car?
A nice car and know the difference. Jeez. But the chair is beautiful and it's lovely. And we'll show videos of it going. And we're going to take it out for a spin this weekend and we're going to do something fun. It'll be the first fun thing I've done in months.
We're going out drinking, so you're not seeing it.
No. There's a queer event we're going to go to and we're going to celebrate and take the new chair and it will be lovely. This is after you made me snort the Diet Coke through my nose. I'm not around anymore. All the bubbles went to my head. Say whatever you're thinking. Sometimes you get this look and I know you're thinking something that you're trying so hard not to say.
I think things sometimes that I would find so funny, but I think it might actually, like, do you. Like, it would be the end for you. Like,
yeah, probably.
It would be the last thought you had before you, like, shoved yourself in the Mersey.
No, I'd have to get to the Mercy first. It's too far.
You can now.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Now you gotta be more careful. I can, in fact, get to the Mercy.
You can leave me now.
No, I can't get it out the door without your help still. I still can't get it out the front door ramp. I'm so
Oh, you think you're gonna leave me, do ya? 3 minutes ago, I was complaining that I'm single and no one's picking me up from YouTube, and now I look like your slightly scared prom date.
To be fair, that is also how my prom date was.
We're both just like, they're not actually that interested in me.
I gotta do. Can the cover photo be do the awkward prom pose then?
But we look so hot.
Now look, you're gonna fast forward through all of us chatting bullshit like you did last time, and you're just gonna go normal just on the prom pose.
I'm actually gonna freeze frame that and just put the audio over.
Oh my god, it's just that the whole way. It's
like a podcast.
But better. Oh, Layla, come say hi for the video.
We're all in this together.
Nope, she's not having it.
I like you plenty.
I like you plenty too. Thank you. I love you, all nice strangers on the internet.
Yeah, I do really. I don't want to encourage parasocial relationships, but I do really like you guys a lot. It was really, really kind of you. And I'm so glad you're going to be able to survive in a semi-comfortable fashion.
I'm going to be okay. I have a wheelchair now that's new and it works. And I can get by a little bit easier. I can probably afford my citizenship test now, which I had already saved up for once, and it would have taken years to save up for again, so that's really good. And
you also didn't know who Keir Starmer was this morning, though, so I don't have
I still don't know who that is. To be fair, with the amount you talk about actors, that could have been a side actor. That could have been, like, one of the dudes who got murdered in, like, Ashes to Ashes, and I would not, like, it sounds like a bad actor name.
Like, if you heard about Keir Starmer, you're like, what's Sam Tyler? Like, is he the next Doctor? Like,
I don't know. Is that Alex's, like, what is it, the Thatcherite that she hooks up with or something?
Thanks, guys.